Hey everyone, it's Ashley, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about what I have been using for home fragrance in my house. Please disregard this nice stain I have on my sweater. In the process of getting ready this morning, I don't know how it happened, but suddenly I looked down and there was just this big white stain. I don't know if it was when I was washing my face or what, but it's like -5 out today is the high. So I'm not taking this sweater off. Deal with it. It is what it is. So I want to talk about what I've been warming. I'm going to briefly do 2 non-wax items here to start, and then we're going to get into Bring Back My Bars because we are in Bring Back My Bar season. So what I have in my hand here, I emptied out a bag of cotton cleanups, and if you have not heard, they are actually discontinuing cotton cleanups in their current size, which is like the size of a standard warmer dish. It's fairly large. And they're making smaller ones so that they actually fit in mini warmers and full-size warmers. Really curious to see what those are like. I don't think they're coming until like March maybe, but these are already out of stock on the website. So I have quite a few of these left, but even like not round, the dishes that are like not flat on the bottom, they're like curved on the bottom. Using cotton cleanups is even hard in those just because they're such an awkward shape. So I'm super curious to see what these new ones are like, but they said they're going to be a smaller design so that they fit in mini warmers and full-size warmers. We will see. I'm assuming maybe they'll be coming with the new catalog if they're not coming until March. Just my speculation. And the only other non-wax thing I have for Scentsy items is these pods in Winterberry Apple Tea. I feel like I couldn't smell them anymore, but I feel like I can really smell them in this basket. So I might put them in the purifier downstairs as just like get the rest of the fragrance out. It's not going to be like overly fragrancing any area because the downstairs is so big, but it'll be nice just to like use the last bit of life out of them. So I have a bar in here in Winterberry Apple Tea and was like, dang, is that bar really small, this whole basket? It's these pods. So, but I couldn't smell them in my wall fan. So I don't know what the deal was. I've also been sick. I feel like you can't tell in my voice anymore, hopefully, but I had like terrible sinus pressure. Somebody at my work who I work closely with had influenza, which I don't think I caught that, but I had like terrible sinus cold, like ton of pressure in my head, nose just completely running. And so it was really affecting my voice. Like my voice sounded terrible. I feel like it's pretty much back to normal and I'm feeling so much better. But also just with these terrible cold temps we've had, I feel like I have this just like gross dry cough because it's just so dry. So I feel like that's kind of affected some of my smelling ability. Like some things I'm like, wow, this is so strong, I can't believe it. And other things I'm like, I totally can't smell that. And Corey will make a comment like, that smells so good. And I'm like, I can't smell it whatsoever, but I can still smell. So I'm like, I don't feel like I've lost my sense of smell completely. It's very odd. I know there's a lot of sickness going around right now. Just like things I've seen online and personally. Wild times. It's January. What do we expect, right? Okay, let's talk Bring Back My Bars. I have this fun little stack that I've started testing out already. So I some of these at the top were like, not my least favorites, but the ones I was kind of most nervous about. And so I kind of started with them just to like test them out, see my thoughts, but I feel like most of these that I didn't think I was gonna like, I was kind of spot on. So the first one we have is Everything Nice, and I just tested these in my office, a cube in my office, just to like get a sense of what I felt about the scent. Like, did I like it? Did I not? Did it change on warm? Things like that versus like putting them everywhere in my house just in case. So Everything Nice. This one, just based on the name, sounds like something I'd be really into, but the notes are caramel, butter, roasted pumpkin, and glazed pecans, and it smells very pumpkin puree. I feel like it smells very much like that on cold, and unfortunately, it also smelled like that on warm. I might just hold on to this until next fall versus like getting rid of this to somebody else. If I have certain bars that I like totally can't stand, I'll pass them along to people who would like to get enjoyment out of them. This one though, it's like teetering on the edge. Like I feel like a certain whiff I get, I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. And then other whiffs, I'm like, it's pumpkin puree. And I'm not a pumpkin puree fan. But I feel like maybe mixed with a clove and cinnamon in the fall in an open concept where it has more room to like breathe could be nice. I don't know. That could be totally setting myself up for failure, but I think I'm gonna put this back in my stash for next fall. Not something I'm like adding to my club by any means, if that was unclear. Okay. And then the next one I tested was Blood Orange Spice. And this one has notes of candied apple, blood orange puree, and cinnamon stick. This one I feel like smells so odd. Like it's not spicy to me almost. It kind of just smells like cinnamon and bubble gum. Okay, I'm like, what? I'm like thinking pink packaging, but I wanted to say the word mint, but like it's not bubble mint. Bubble gum flavored, like pink gum, how it has that like fruity, but like almost a slight mint because it's gum, but also like cinnamon, and like it smells like the combo of those. I don't know, it smells so off to me. Maybe we'll have Corey smell this to see if he likes it, but this is probably one that I don't see myself melting more of. I think if it had more spice to it, it would cover up that like orange fruity bubblegum nature and make it more like bearable to me. But I don't know. I feel like the name Blood Orange Spice and what this smells like to me does not match whatsoever. So this one I'm gonna see if Corey likes. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to pass that one along to someone who's interested. If anyone is interested. I haven't watched any like intentional bring back my bar warming reviews. I think I've watched a couple like first impressions, maybe, because I'm not trying to like get things in my head and like smell certain things. You know, when some people say, oh, I smell this, and then it's like all you can fixate on. I've been trying not to do that. So I have a bunch of them just in my watch later queue for like the end of the month or once I've gone through them all. So next I have Falling Leaves. And this one's notes are clove, cinnamon, and patchouli. This one smells very patchouli on cold, but warming it was actually very pretty. It was kind of just like a fall leaves type of scent. Not something I'm going to club, but something I will enjoy next fall. So this one was surprisingly pleasant. I thought it was going to be a little bit more like patchouli, which I think gives it a little bit of that like wet leafy feeling, but it was nice. It's not something I'm obsessing over, but it was nice. So I'm going to put that one in the save for next fall pile. Okay, Frosted Ginger Cookie. This is brown sugar cookie, ginger, and fragrant vanilla. The ginger in this, it's not like ginger like root. Like it's not like smelling like that, but it's very ginger cookie. Like you can tell this isn't just sugar cookie. It's not like a snickerdoodle cookie. I have no good place to like put my iPad with these notes. It's like falling all over. I don't know. This one is not my favorite. It's a nice bakery, but I feel like we have so many amazing bakeries that this one's just like for me. It kind of is almost borderline like a cutie pie cupcake where it has that like orange tinge. It's not specifically orange, but it kind of gives me that same vibe. I don't know. It's not entirely up my alley. I'll melt the rest of it. I feel like this is easily something that you could like throw in while something else is going and it'd like complement well. But the ginger, I think in here, like I'd rather just melt sugar cookie, not this. I don't know. I feel like people who like orange cookies or like those types of scents could really like this one, because that's kind of the vibe I get from it. I'll happily melt the rest of it. I'm not obsessed with it once again. Okay, we're getting into the more obsession pile. I think those were the ones I was more nervous about, so I was like, I'll do those. And then I was getting into the ones I was like actually excited about. So toasted apple butter. This one is creamy butter, ripe apples, and rich spices. And so this one we made samples with and I did some testing, so I'm a little bit more familiar with it. On cold, it does not smell quite the same level of like richness or like depth. It's not as deep as when it's actually warming. When it's warming, it smells like the inside of an apple pie. Like, and I'm not an apple pie or really a pie at all type of person, but the smell of that is awesome. Like, it's great. It's just so good. It's just so warm, cozy, spicy. It's like the perfect blend. I really love this. This one is gonna be a clubber. I feel like this one is more fall-esque to me just because it's like that apple spice kind of. Could even go into maybe like the holiday time. But I don't know that I'll melt this right now because I'm kind of moving into the like perfumey, minty, like post-holiday winter scents, and I don't think that's this right now for my open concept. Not that it couldn't be, but I'm not entirely feeling it. So I'm gonna club this and probably it'll be like just a fall staple. So I'm gonna put that in a different vial, so don't forget to club it. I have so many that I'm like, I need to test for my club before the end of the month. Okay, next one I also really enjoyed is toasted caramel sugar. This is warm milk, caramelized sugar, toffee, and vanilla musk. To me, this one just smells like, I mean, it's called toasted caramel sugar. It kind of smells like the process of making like toffee or something, where you like have to boil all the like sugars and things that are bad for you, and they start to like caramelize on the stove and they're like warm, you know, you're heating them up so they're hot, so it's just like releasing all that fragrance. Like, that's kind of what this reminds me of. I could see this being too sweet for some people, but I think it's just sweet enough for me. Also, I think this is a really nice one that you could like throw in other things to sweeten them up just a little bit. Or maybe if things are too spicy. I feel like this one's really versatile. I'm curious to see it in more of like a open concept or a bigger area than just my office, which is just a full-size bedroom for reference. But I feel like it did fine in there. I'd be curious to see if it holds up in a bigger space. Is it as cloying? Is it more cloying? I don't know. You know, more cloying if you use more cubes, but I really liked this one. So I'm gonna club it for now. If things change down the line, obviously I'll remove it, whatever, give updates as I continue warm it, but I really enjoyed this. And I feel like this is year round. Like, this isn't a bakery. It's a bakery, so I feel like it can be year round. It's not like a super heavy appley bakery, which to me isn't necessarily a year round scent. It's just like straight up sugar and caramel deliciousness, so sweet. So that is a good one. Gotta watch the time because I have a timer set I don't want to forget of. Okay, lots of lavender. This one was the one that totally threw me off when I did my initial like review and test, or like my cold sniffs. And so this one allegedly has notes of chamomile and lavender. I feel like this one to me smells nothing like either of those two things. It's just like a sweet, floral, like really feminine, pretty. Like, I can't pick out one specific thing I'm smelling, but I don't feel like it's either of the things that they're saying. And so I was really curious to warm this. In my office, I only did the 1 cube for the test, and I felt like it was very gentle. Like, I probably could have done 2 cubes. Like, it was almost a little bit on the light side. It was just almost like a scent you walk in and it's just like, oh, it smells nice in here, but I can't really tell what's going on. Which honestly makes sense because I don't really know what's going on in this bar anyway. Like, I can't put my finger on it. So I'm curious to try this in the bedroom in like a hotter warmer. I have the Glisten warmer. Is it the Glisten? It's like that sparkly one with the little pedestals at the bottom, and I think it's only 20 watts, which is really nice for my office, and it sits right on my desk, like as I'm working, but it's not the hottest warmer, and so I feel like sometimes that could affect performance. Probably just going to actually put this one in the retest pile. So I have like a melting basket pile and a test these bars pile, and I'm gonna put this one back in the test because I wanna use it now in the bedroom, see what I think about it in there, because I feel like I really like it, but I feel like I just didn't get enough of a sense of it in the office. But I feel like the scent is so beautiful and pretty. Like it almost kind of, sniffing it right now just made me think of this. It almost reminds me of like a cousin to Bora Bora Blossom. Like it's kind of floral, but it's just feminine and pretty. But I don't feel like it's lavender or chamomile. And that's what it's supposed to be called. So it's super interesting. I don't know. Going to test this some more. I feel like that's one I could club and would consider clubbing if I can get a better read on it. Okay, now let's get into the bars I kind of worked on that weren't Bring Back My Bar. We'll just go through this quickly. So first up, I believe I worked on Pacific Sandalwood, and so I used up this bar throughout the open concept and in the bedroom. I am working to use all the Pacific Sandalwood bars I have. I'm just tossing one in every melting basket I put together, which might be shocking for some of you. This is definitely my #1 favorite Scentsy scent. And I have a date on here of 9/21. I don't even know if that's accurate or not accurate, but these bars are old and I can tell that they're going off. So I want to continue to focus on them and use them, and I don't want to like just let them sit in my collection and then they all go bad and I don't even get to use them. So while I feel like they still have a little bit of life in them, I want to focus on using them. In the clam, they smell great. In usage while warming, it's not the same. I feel like they were kind of hard to smell. This was kind of a little bit in the combination of when I was sick, but they smell better in the bedroom, so I feel like maybe that was a space thing, but they definitely didn't last as long as I remember. I have used them right when we moved to this house, which is only just over 6 months ago. I used a bar of this in the open concept and it was amazing. So I feel like they're not, I've noticed as I've been using them, they're just not doing as well as they once were, which makes sense because they're probably 3-ish years old, if I'm guessing. I also, most of the ones I have, as you can tell with the thing, I got from trading with somebody in Australia. So I don't know the actual dates of them, and I don't remember when we actually did the swap, but it was quite a while ago. Maybe early 2021 or mid 2021. I don't exactly remember. So trying to use these up. Glad I am, because I really do love it, but I find myself not falling out of love with the scent, but when I do it and it doesn't smell as good as I remember, I'm kind of just bummed because I'm like, why did I wait so long to use these up? Like they smelled so good in the past. So reminder, check your old bars. Don't hold on to them forever. I'll probably hold on to at least one bar forever just for like nostalgia. So I don't actually have that one like set in my collection. I just kind of have it set aside just because I'm like, I know this is my favorite and I just want to like have it. It just really reminds me of like good memories. It's a scent that's very nostalgic, like I said. So the other bars I have in my melting basket, I just wish it could come available again and I could put it in my club and I wouldn't have to worry about it. Simply could we just bring back Pacific Sandalwood? Okay, I also warmed Winterberry Apple Tea, like I mentioned earlier. This bar is over 2 years old now, which is crazy. This is from January 2022. Really enjoyed this bar. Had to do it at least once this winter season. I'm obsessed with this scent. It's so cozy. Look how yellow that is. This stained every single warmer dish it was in. It was insanity. I had the hardest time cleaning out the stains from this. The Pacific Sandalwood stained it. That's definitely an older bar. Not that this is any newer, but it stained my dishes terrible. So just a heads up warning, if you're doing that scent, get ready to clean your dishes after you do it. And then currently we are warming Snow Place Like Home, which I'm pretty sure I picked up in the clearance last December. This is very pretty. We are having quite the cold spell. As I said at the beginning, it's -5 today. The wind chills have been up to like -40. We really haven't left the house all weekend because it's been so cold. But this is a minty scent, but it kind of has like an underlying warmth in it. So I was like, oh, it'd be really fun to do like a minty kind of cooler scent. Even though it's supposed to be cold, I should have done like a warm scent. But this has like a warmth within the scent. So I was like, this is like the best of both worlds for me personally. I was like, it has that coolness, which I want to warm right now. And it has that warmth within it. So I feel like it's kind of giving us a little bit of both. So I have this going in the bedroom and then through like the living area right here. And then because I only had 1 bar of it and I needed a little bit of extra cubes for the kitchen, I took a cube of my sugar cookie brick here and popped that in the kitchen. So good. I love sugar cookie. It is just amazing. I have it chopped, but I put the full cube in. This smells even better while it's warming. It is just so good. This is not available currently, but you can get a sugar cookie brick through Scentsy Club, which is where I got this. So, sugar cookie to the rescue. Happy to have worked on a little bit of that brick as well. 1 cube. Okay, before we go, that's all I have for wax and like Scentsy wax. I do want to briefly talk about my candles because I have not forgot. I'm still working on my candles. So I've actually finished 2 up since we've talked last, and let's just get right into them. So I actually finished up my Joy Sugared Snickerdoodle candle. This one, there is the marking, as you can see. This one is getting to the point where like single wicks are always harder than 3 wicks because there's obviously only 1 wick. So for single wicks, I like to dip the wick, and because I can't do like my swirl method because there's only 1 wick. So this was getting to the point where it was down, it was melting like the entire wax pool like very fast just because there's so little left. But then it was getting burnt so far down to the wick clip that I couldn't like bend the wick over anymore. So on the last burn, I was like, I'll just let it go for a little bit longer, which was maybe like 2 hours max. It wasn't even that long. And then it was just full wax pool, which makes me nervous because I don't want the wick to get loosened at all with the glue when it's hot. So blew it out, said put the cap on, it's done. So enjoyed this. I have a 3 wick in Sugared Snickerdoodle, so I have some more to use if I crave it, but glad to get another candle out. And then this one actually needs to go to the crock. So this is Mary Cookie. I talked about this last time, and here is the progress. As you can see, you can just see the discoloration in the wax pool just straight up like that, but also look at it this way. Like it was starting to get so sooty, and this isn't that bad, but it started affecting the smell, which I feel like is a very common thing with Mary Cookie because it's already kind of that like milky cookie scent. And so when it starts to get smoky, it really turns fast. So I think I only burned this 2 times. And on the second time, I was like, yep, she's done. So this one will go to the crock, but I just wanted to kind of show you that I'm done with my burning stages of it. So Mary Cookie getting moved along. And so the 4 I'm currently working on, I actually just started this one today because yesterday was the last day with the single wick and Sugared Snickerdoodle. It's Peppermint Sugar Cookie. I felt like we were still in winter enough that I could still work on some more peppermint candles. So this one I have marked all the way at the top, but I actually did burn it 1 time today. It just did not fully pull out. I have no problem with my single wicks correcting themselves. Sometimes it takes a couple burns though. So I feel like hopefully by the next time we talk, I'll have another line to make because it'll have corrected itself. But burned it 1 time, don't have a new line because it didn't make it all the way to the edge. So this one is really nice. it wasn't like overly strong. I don't want to say it didn't do very well, but it wasn't overly strong this morning in the bathroom. But I just had it kind of going and I was in and out. I wasn't like standing in there getting ready like I normally do. So we'll see. We'll be curious to see how it continues to do as I keep using it. Okay, next up we have Twisted Peppermint, and here is the progress on this one. So this was brand new last time and I burned it a couple times. This one was really nice to do while I was kind of feeling under the weather because it's a peppermint scent. It just like clears out the sinuses. And this is like a combination of peppermint and vanilla. I felt like in the past, I don't remember it being as vanilla-y, but burning it, I feel like the vanilla really combines with the peppermint. So I've actually really been enjoying this one. And as I continue to warm more minty scents over the next few weeks, I feel like this one's gonna be perfect to keep working on. So there is Twisted Peppermint. Love that it's pink. I know Hyatt's Vicky mentioned that recently as well, but I agree. I love that the wax is pink on that one. Okay, next we have Black Teak Wood. And so this one we are still just working away on. I've burned this one a couple times. I feel like this one I don't let burn quite as long just because it's so intense. It really is like a manly type candle, but it fills the space so fast. I feel like I light this one and within 5 minutes, it's like the whole space around it smells exactly like this candle. It's insanity. It's rich mahogany, black teakwood, dark oak, frosted lavender. So I feel like the notes are very strong, like they're on the stronger side of notes. So continuing to work on this one. I feel like this is gonna be my hardest test of like working through these candles, but if I'm gonna buy these types of candles, I need to use them. So this is the perfect kind of experiment we're doing to see how and where I can use these to kind of work on them. So this has kind of just been a rotation between like the bathroom in the evenings, kind of on the landing, like right by our doorstep. That's where I did it most recently and I really enjoyed that. So I might try it there some more. But like I said, it just really takes over wherever it is. So might even try it in the bedroom, but it might totally like blast me out of the bedroom because it's so strong, but we'll see. So Black Teak Wood, a little bit of progress. And then my last candle I have to share, and then I will let you guys go, is the Give Warmth, which is Marble Chocolate Cupcake. So this one I also have newly started since we talked last because I finished up the Married Cookie in the sense of burning. And so that is how much I have used. I think I've only done it 2 or 3 times maybe. The wicks are kind of crazy on this one. This was from a candle day in 2021, I believe, but this is an amazing scent. It's like a marble cake with vanilla frosting, and you get heavy on the vanilla frosting when it's burning. It's really, really awesome. So I've been enjoying this one in the mornings. Like I said, this was from a candle day, so it's quite a bit older. I feel like I don't really hear people talking about this one anymore because it is a few years old, but I'm trying to enjoy what I have in my stash and just work through them before I'm like hopping from candle to candle to really get some progress on my stash this year. So enjoying this. Hopefully I will just continue to work on these things this week, and then next weekend be back. I would love to have these videos go up on like a Saturday, but life, you know what I'm saying? So thank you guys for being patient with me and sticking around no matter what goes on. I feel like you guys are always so supportive, whether I'm here a couple weeks, gone a couple weeks. I feel like you're always just staying around and like commenting and all the things on my channel. So I really appreciate it. But yeah, that's what I'm warming. Let me know what you guys are warming down below, or what you guys are doing in this like colder weather spell. If you've gone more into candles, or if you're trying to warm like really cozy things, or if you're crazy and you're working on mint scents like me. So let me know. I'm super curious, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.